All right, guys, I have a couple of Nodus Retrospects. This is the second generation of the Retrospects. There's going to be a third, so I'll put a link in the description to Nodus, and if you click that link, you'll find where they basically, they don't have any in stock, so they don't show any on that page, but they have like a coming soon type thing, and that, you know, snapshot in time as of, you know, February of 2021. So I am very happy to discover that they are going to continue the Retrospect line. They're going to have a Mark III or a third generation of it. So, because honestly, this is probably one of my favorite models from their lineup. So, but what I want to talk about is this guy here. So, one of my founder members, Will, sent over this watch. He sent over a few watches, but this one is the one we're going to talk about. So, Nodus did, to like close out the Retrospect second generation line, they did a very limited release. They call it their Vault. So you want to follow the Nodus guys on their Facebook page and pay attention because they will do Vault releases. Actually, this one back here is a Vault release too. But this one, they did the green dial. This one, they did a red dial and a blue dial. And they only made 2 of each. And they placed them in these black DLC cases. So they're crazy limited. And most micro brands, we can all agree, are kind of already limited just by nature because they only make like 100, 200 or something like that. But when you have a brand like Nodus, who actually kind of sells out pretty quick, they crank out a lot of watches, when they make colorways where there's only like 1 or 2, that's extremely limited. That's not like just saying you're limited and, you know, making 2,500 of them or something. That's pretty limited. So if you're not familiar with the Nodus Retrospect, 40.5 millimeter case, 48.5 lug to lug, nice turn down on the lugs and drilled, 13.5 millimeter thick. That's including the double dome sapphire crystal with AR coating on the underside. You can see I'm getting some glare on it though. 22 millimeter lug width and a 7 millimeter screw down crown, screw down case back and all that good stuff because it is a 200 meter water resist watch. If you look at the case back, it also says assembled in Los Angeles. So they control the quality because they assemble it. They do the final assembly of the parts that they, you know, purchase. And you can see on this one a beautiful green gradient sandwich dial with BGW9 on the hands and underneath there. You can see I'm getting quite a bit of glare, but look at the date cut out at the 6 o'clock. In a color-matched date wheel. So it's green with the gilt print that you also see on the bezel, the dial, and of course on the handset. 120-click bezel, coin edge, everything's glossed out. So it's kind of fun to have a glossed out black watch too, because it still does look a little jewelry, but it's nice and black. Listen to that. So if I could try to describe the bezel action is, I mean, it kind of has a Seiko feel to it, but with that audible click that Seiko just doesn't have. Also, everything lines up. So it also has quality control, which Seiko doesn't have. This is using the Seiko NH35 movement, and they do regulate that movement in 4 positions. So also something that Seiko doesn't even do. Price-wise, you'll have to follow on the website because, like I said, they're not even on there. I don't know what the third generation is going to look like. I think these were in the $500 range. I honestly cannot remember. But let me pop this guy on wrist. They shipped this one with a Barton strap with a quick release spring bars. So it is a nice silicone strap that matches it good. I have the yellow Nodus Retrospect in the background because, well, Will sent them both over. And this is my old one that I actually sold him. I was wearing the Visitor Linden, if you were curious. But let's pop this guy on my 7¼ inch wrist, and you'll see how it looks. And then also how different a full black watch with a black strap will appear on wrist versus a stainless steel one. It kind of, I don't know. It's hard to give a good example, you know, when I'm this close to the camera versus how you're going to see it and how other people are going to see it on your wrist. It actually presents a little bit smaller when you go with a full black case and everything. But yeah, super comfortable. These Barton straps, if you're not familiar with them, they kind of have, you can see they have like a natural arch that starts off, so they actually conform to the wrist really good. If you've ever been curious about these Barton Elite, I think they're called, silicone straps, check them out. They're crazy affordable and they're very, very comfortable. I know a lot of friends wear these and really prefer them. So you can see here next to the yellow dial how different you can make the exact same watch, and you can do a massive transformation where you have that spring-like colorful yellow with the orange hand versus, you know, a full blacked out with a dark green and the gilt color, much more like a dark and serious watch, where this one's going to be more colorful and playful. So the BGW9 Lume is going to be not great compared to the C3, whatever C3X1 or whatever they use on that guy. So I'm going to kill the lights and we're going to look at the Lume, but it's not crazy impressive on this one. But it is a nice cool blue. And you can, with that sandwich dial, you can even see the Lume around the date cutout there. Although it doesn't illuminate the date, maybe, I don't think, yeah, the date isn't printed on, maybe the 3rd generation, maybe they'll print on the date wheel. I don't know if that's a thing that they can do, but that would be kind of a trick to have the date window framed in and have the date loomed. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Will for loaning these in. I'll see you guys in the next vid.